Okay,
now quiet.
Our purpose is to build a 3-bedroom flat. But before we do that, before we talk about building a 3-bedroom flat, let's look at what the shelter is all about. What's the shelter? Shelter is one of the most important amenities after food. But this is disagreeable. But whatever about you may hear, no one can deny the fact that shelter is very much important for our survival. If shelter is important, as we all know, what are the importance of the shelter? First and foremost, the shelter is to act as a reservoir of rest at night from the hectic days. Secondly, shelter is important for security. Thirdly, shelter is a reservoir of safety from harsh weather conditions such as rainfall, sunshine, humidity, etc. It is on this ground that we as great mega minds have come together to look for the 3-bedroom flat. But how do we do this? How do we go about it? This is one heavy, lofty question that we must answer. We answer this question by starting with our plans. How do we do it? Hopefully, we are great mega minds. We tend to come together with our individual skills, talents, and experience to put forward this 3-bedroom house. And at the end of the day, we see a house that is fitting for humanity. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Idris Abdul Samed. Handling, planning, materials needed for the building, time duration, cost of the building. In fact, everything related to the building financially, I'm handling that aspect. So now the materials we will need for this building, we need a land which is going to cost us about 5,000 Ghana cedis for a 70 by 100 feet land. 220 bags of cement, which is going to cost 4,400 Ghana cedis, as you can see on the board. 25 trips of sand for 5,000 cedis. Iron rods for 2,300 Ghana cedis. 6 trips of gravel for 2,100 Ghana cedi. PVC pipes for wiring and plumbing for 450 Ghana cedis. 650 pieces of wood, which is 2x2, 2x4, and 4x6 wood for 2,000 Ghana cedis. 15 bundles of aluminium sheets for 2,300 Ghana cedis. 100 cartons of 2 feet square tiles for 2,600 Ghana cedis. 9 sets of doors and door frames for 2,250 Ghana cedis. 8 sets of windows and window frame for 1,200 Ghana cedis. Wiring, electrical and plumbing materials for 3,000 Ghana cedis. And the total workmanship for 10,000 Ghana cedis, which is going to cost us 42,600 Ghana cedis for our building, as the estimate states. Now, we look at the duration for the building, the activity schedule and the duration. Planning and cost of the building, planning and cost of building is going to take us 7 days to plan the cost of the building and anything related financially. Selection of a location and survey is also going to take us 7 days. Acquisition of permits will take us 8 days because you have to pass through some formal procedures. Setting up foundation is going to take us 3 days. Laying of blocks 9 days. Plumbing works 5 days. Gable, roofing and ceiling 16 days. Electrical wiring 7 days. Flooring 9 days. Plastering 8 days. Interior and exterior installations 6 days. Interior decoration 12 days. Exterior decoration is 12 days. Water and power connection is going to take us 2 days. So we have a total of 111 days for the construction to finish. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Mohammed Ini Dana.
like the introducer said, we're going to work with a 3-bedroom house. Now, before we build our 3-bedroom house, we need to know, or we need to select a location, and also select the land and survey the land, and that is what I'm going to talk about. So now, in selecting the location, you need to know the proximity of the location to, say, your workplace or town, because you're going to have to always go up and down, and that's your workplace too. Now, second point is that you should also consider the environmental factors, the direction at which the wind blows towards the location, and also, let's say, the rising and fall of the sun, so that you orient your house to get an efficient natural cooling system. And coming to, after you're done with your location selection, you come to select the particular land that you want. Now, in selecting the land, you should consider the topology, the surroundings, whether it's near a river, ocean, or whatever it is. And you should also consider the soil content, amount of clay, sand, and other soil compositions. If you're interested in the land, later on you can invite some survey team to calculate the slope and also do compass orientations. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is John. I'm here to talk about the blueprints of the building. And I'm here to introduce the building and how it's being built. Firstly, the blueprints, I would like to define the blueprints. The blueprint is the original, or what I call it, it is the plan, a diagram of the original building, or the original plan of the building. And here we have a 3-bedroom flat, a 3-bedroom building. And this is the plan of the building. And the building comprises of 3 bedrooms with a laundry, a kitchen, and the living room. Okay, and also we're talking about the wall types. Here we have different types of walls. We have the solid and the light walls. And the solid walls is mostly, or were mostly used for the edges of the building because of the foundation. I think I will leave the rest for my partner to go in depth to talk more about.
Thank you, John, for that brief introduction. Just go back to the previous slide. Yes, as you can see from the architectural blueprint of the house, you can say when constructing the house, when the owner of the house comes to the architect to design the blueprint for the house, the owner and the architect sit down and consider some certain factors. One, the land size, depending on the width and the length of the building. So we know the size of the building, the size of the diagram, which we construct for the house owners to use on the land size, which the owners acquired for the house to be constructed on. Then we consider the ventilation system, depending on where the house is going to be located, either on the land closer to the sea or far away from the sea, and the door types and the window types and window spaces to use. Where the window is going to be located, where the doors is going to be, the emergency exits, and so on and so forth for the architectural blueprints. Thank you.
My name is Vivian Brooks Bojakwame. I'm going to talk about acquiring permits for construction. It is important for us to acquire permits before we construct. And if we don't do that, we might end up in a place where our house could be broken down, or government will say the land does not belong to that individual. So it is important to verify the land we are going in for. Therefore, we have to go to the Lands Commission in Ghana or the Survey Department for them to give you a brief outlay of what you are getting, the type of land you are getting. So in order to get that, we need to go to these departments for us to get permits for the land, so that at the end of it, we won't have a situation where they will tell us it is government land that we're going to acquire. So it is important. to get to this department. And after getting this permit, we're also looking at what type of building are we building in that community. We have to go for building permits, septic tank permits. We have to go for electrical permits. We have to go for the permits for plumbing works, and then also environmental permits. Why do we go for all this? Because as a nation, we need to plan our settlement well, so that it wouldn't be a problem onto others. Maybe what you're going to have your building is an industry, which is not a good site for your. So these departments will help you, and where you are supposed to go is the Metropolitan Assembly, and in Accra you go to the AMA for that permit. Without that, you can't have your building, on that land. So it is important to look at that. Thank you. Not forgetting the setting up of the lines. When you go in for the permit, now you can start with your works. So you need to set up lines for your walls, set up lines for your building itself, and you look at your blueprint. So there are two ways of getting the setup lines done. We have a corner stake line setup, and then we have a batter board setup line. So these are the two things we are going to consider in building our 3-bedroom house. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'm okay Nabi. I'm talking on security and fencing concerning 3-bedroom apartments. So security requirements for a 3-bedroom apartment. First of all, talk about security requirements for a 3-bedroom apartment. Security requirements for every building project depends on the particular type of building. And the bigger the building plan, the bigger the security requirements as well. Therefore, the security requirements for a 3-bedroom apartment wouldn't cost that much. So the list of things that you actually need for a 3-bedroom apartment is there, like security gates, the electric fencing, bumblers, security cameras. You also need to trust the security personnel as well. Well-secured alarm, 2 by 6, 900 meters square blocks with surrounding security fence, a perimeter intruder detection system, security lights, that's your high power solar security lights as well. Another very important security routine is knowing the people working in a facility or a construction site. Like, legal security is also very important, like as in ensuring your property is being registered and certified under legal conditions. That's very important because, like, if you're working on a project and you don't secure it, you might end up not finishing that project because security is one of like important things that needs to be attained, like while constructing a building or building a construction site. That's all for now. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to be talking about the most crucial part of the building, which is the foundation. The foundation is the most crucial part simply because it holds the building. And if your foundation is strong enough, your building will also be strong. When considering a foundation to use for a building, I think we're going to be looking at two factors, the environmental factor and the soil condition. Now, this is an ideal condition where the soil has no issue, so we're going to be considering a normal soil condition. And all things being equal, the environmental condition also is normal. There are 4 types of foundation we're going to put into consideration also. There's a strip foundation, there's a pad foundation, there's a tile foundation, and there's a rake foundation. But in this case, basically because we're using and dealing with a 3-bedroom flat, which doesn't have an upper building, we're going to be choosing a strip foundation because it's a low-cost foundation and it suits the kind of building we want. And also, it also suits the kind of structure we want to. And the strip foundation is actually a foundation used in normal soil structures, and then its depth is from about 600 millimeters to about 1,200 millimeters, depending on the engineer and how deep you want it to be. Now, it's a simple foundation that will be built by digging a simple trench, a gutter that is and then placing the block in between the trench, building up, and then filling the trench up, then placing rods and the pillars. That's all about the street foundation.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Solomon, and I'm here to handle the building materials and laying of blocks. Considering an adorable and affordable 3-bedroom flat apartment, we are having taken into consideration the bedroom each to be 10 by 12 by 10 by 12 feet, and then the sitting room, the living room, to be 18 by 14 feet square. Okay, we're going to take about 220 bags of cement, because from analysis and evaluation, a bag of cement produces about 25 blocks, and then 1 trip of sand consumes about 10 bags of cement. So in total, we are going to buy about 220 bags of cement and 25 trips of sand. 25 trips of sand goes for a concrete floor plastering and then the preparation of mortar for laying of blocks. Reinforcing steel iron rods for lintels and pillars. Buying 6 tons of that. 5 trips of gravels, pipes for wiring, water inlet and outlet pipes. About 300 pieces of 2x2 wood, 200 pieces of 2x4, and about 150 pieces of 4x6 wood for the roof framework. 15 bundles of red aluminium sheets for the complete roofing of the building. 100 boxes of 2 feet square of tiles with 4 pieces in each box, which can take over the entire building. Sorry. Then also I'm taking the laying of blocks. Laying of blocks. Okay. Concrete blocks comes in different shape, sizes, and then concrete ratios. It depends on how strong you want the block to be. Some people make 5 wheelbarrows per cement, 4 wheelbarrows. It depends how strong you want your cement block to be. Here we make use of the standard rectangular block with measurement of 6 inches, which is what is used here. The foundation will be placed 2 feet beneath the ground, coated with solid waterproof cement and gravels. Then after laying the blocks out of the foundation, the concrete floor will commence. 4 feet above the floor, the window space will be left open for the window to be fixed. Then 8 feet above that floor, the lintel will run around the entire building for reinforcement. Then a week later, definitely the lintel will be solid enough to raise the building, which will be like an additional of 2 feet higher, making the entire building to be about 14 feet tall. And that ends the laying procedures of the entire building. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Isaac. I'm also tackling another important aspect of our house construction, which is the roofing. And before we roof our building, we have to give our roof a skeleton that is going to hold the roof, which in technical terms is known as gabling. Now, in gabling, we are going to make use of 2x6 wood, a well-treated one, of course, to prevent termite infection, 2x4 and 2x2 wood as well. We are going to use the 2x6 and the 2x4 for the tracks, that's the roofing pins, and use the 2x2 to form the braces that our roofing will be nailed onto. Now, after fixing it, we have to now consider the type of material that we are going to use to roof our building. And considering that we are after an affordable house and an availability of a whole lot of materials in the market, we chose extensive roofing because of its durability and its long life as well. Now, after roofing the house, we have to now go to the ceiling. That's the internal covering of the roofing. And considering that one too, it is actually fixed on a wooden netted kind of structure above the building. And also there are so many materials that are available on the market for ceiling. you have a POP, you have a plastic or wooden TNG. In our case, we chose the plastic TNG because of its affordability as well. Thank you.
I'm Bernard Nottinson. I'm taking you through the plumbing and the electrical works. Okay, now let's start with the plumbing. In the plumbing, what we need is the sink, the bath, the shower, the water closet, the PVC pipes, and the tap. Can you go up, please? Okay. With the PVC pipe, we need a 4-inch PVC pipe. We need a 3-inch PVC pipe, and we need a bend, or as we also say, elbow, to join the PVC pipe. And for the PVC pipe, we use one for the inlet in which the water will pass through to the pipes. And for the 4 feet, we use it for the outlet. That will take the water closet, maybe flashing out spaces to go through the 12 feet manhole, which also produce some heat. Because of the heat, we also give it a vent in order for the heat to evaporate. And for the sink, we use the 3 feet PVC pipe just to, like washing your plates, for the water to go out straight into the gutter. And now when you come to the electrical side, you will need the same PVC pipe of, let's say 1 yard, and the amount of where we need is the 2.5 mm, which will pass through the PVC pipe into like the sockets. And for the ceiling, which the wire tool will pass there, we need the 6 mm pipe, which will pass through it. And for the one that we take from the main switch into our house, we use the 10 mm. And the same 10 mm, we use the same thing for the earth. With the earth, we bury charcoal and salt in the earth in order to prevent shocks. So when maybe it's flood in your house or something, there will not be any shocks that will affect you. And also, for the same inches for the 6 inches, we use parts to do the ceiling, both the ceiling and for the sockets, in order for us to have the correct supply of power. Thank you very much.
Everyone, Dapa is my name, and I'll be taking us through the flooring of our 3-bedroom apartments. Flooring, like we all know, is more like a covering on the ground, to the base for our building. And after we finish with our plumbing work, electrical work, we need to have a shelf for them. We need to cover them. And in flooring, we have 2 common types. These are the slab on grade, or wire and beam joint construction. But for our building, we are going with the slab on grade because it's the modern one and is the most affordable one. It has to do with concrete. We all know concrete, they are solid in nature, and it have a good base for our building. Like you can see, on our screen, the slab being positioned very well. Also, after we finish doing this, we also need to have something like we call it modern kind of floor. You can have the hardwood, you can have a
Gentlemen, my name is Victor, and I'm handling the part of plastering of the house. Plastering is one of those, and if the house is not plastered well, definitely the walls will be having some cracks in it, and this won't be good when the house is being painted. The materials needed in plastering, we need a plastering trowel, we need a hack, we need a multi-finish plaster, we need a cement of about 6 bags of cement, we need 5 strips of sand, and also we need a paintbrush in order for smoothing the surfaces after being plastered. In plastering, we have to mix thoroughly the cement with the sand, and definitely it's going to be a fine sand so that there won't be lumps when the cement is being mixed and applied on the wall. And also, after the wall has been plastered, we have to smoothen the surfaces to prevent the lumps and some other things that definitely is going to be on the wall, so that later on the wall is going to be polished to look nice and also attractive to people. Thanks.
And my name is Echek. I'm handling the aspect of interior and exterior installment for a 3-bedroom apartment. What this typically entails is that it has to do with the appliances and other stuff we the owners of the building need to install in the building. Like there are two sections which we need to look at, that the primary needs and the secondary needs. The primary needs are what we really need for the building, what we need to install, while the secondary needs are what we can really do without. What I'm going to really look at now is the appliances which are going to fit into the kitchen. Looking at the kitchen, the appliances which are going to go to the kitchen are like things like the chopping board, the side board, the fridge, and the cabinet, that is the up and down cabinet, which will be able to create easy storage in the kitchen. In order to create easy movements in the kitchen while working, we need to arrange the appliances in an L-form manner. Also, we need to look at the installation for the electrical devices, which one of my fellow colleagues have handled. We need to look at the installation for the doors and windows. The windows should be installed in such a manner in order to create free ventilation in the building. Also the doors too. Also look at the plumbing features, which one of my older fellow students have handled. Also the carpets for the flooring, and also the fences for the exterior part of the building.
Good afternoon, I'm Marcella Gloria by name. I will talk about the interior decoration. Our apartment is 3 bedrooms, and we have 1 master bedroom and 2 other bedrooms. In the master bedrooms, we'll have 2 wardrobes, 1 dressing table, and the bathroom inside. In the kitchen, we'll have 1 freezer, 1 fridge. We'll get in the other rooms, we have children's rooms. We'll have 1 study table, 2 bedrooms, and 1 dressing table. We also have bathroom outside, and TV for the living room. The dining table, we have a table with 6 chairs. In the living room, we have a seat, carpets, table, TV. We have some pictures on the wall, some tables. We also have a curtain in the living room, in the 3 bedrooms. Thank you.
My name is Gimia Magdalene Atana. I'm talking about the exterior decoration. In the exterior decoration, we are going to need the flowers. We have to plant some flowers outside the house. It depends. If you don't, you can buy you have the artificial and the natural, and you can both. We can use both in the house. And the outside floor, we either use the interlocking or the terrazzo floor. But in our own house, we are using the interlocking type, the interlock. Behind the house, there is a swimming pool. Then at the side of the house, there is a garden where you can plant some little things like tomato and pepper, all those things. The painting of the house, you will use a suitable paint for the outside, because you can't use the paint that is, we have some paints that are good for inside the room, not for outside. So in our own house, we use a a nice colored paint like this creamy or sky blue color based on what we want. Thank you very much.
I'm here to talk about the connection of water and power supply to the main source. This is likely going to take like a maximum of 2 days. At first, we will contact the Ghana Water Company. We go to their office, bring them down to do the connection to the building. And after that, we will contact the ECG so we can get the house connected to the main power supply and also get our meter.
Okay. Finally, with all these processes, then we have our house ready for living. This is an affordable house, and with the help and support of my